Welcome to Basic Contouring for Dark Skin for Stage and Film Makeup. I'm going to do this on a practice face because it's COVID times. So I have my practice face. I've got all the makeup I need, foundations, highlight, cheek color, lip color, brushes, pencils, a paper towel, and I'm ready to go do my makeup. You can apply your foundation with a brush or a makeup wedge. I like to use a brush. Either one's going to work. I selected this kind of cocoa colored foundation, and you're going to apply that everywhere. I know it does not match this face. This face is this practice face is a little bit of a weird color. If I get a thick coat of it everywhere, it's going to look just fine. Biggest difference in contouring for dark skin versus light skin is really just what the contour versus the highlight does. Because the skin is darker, the highlight is going to have a more dramatic effect than the contour, and it kind of works the opposite on lighter colored skins. So I start with contour because I'm used to starting with contour. You can start with a highlight if that makes more sense for you. Put it in the same places. I'm putting it right there on the cheekbone. And I like to block it in everywhere it needs to go. I apologize for some of the angles on this. I'm not actually a home movie producer. And it doesn't blend all that well on this face, so the results are going to be a little bit of muddy, but the placement is where it wants to go. And I think that this does a good job of showing the effect of the contour versus the highlight. Now we're going to apply the highlight. I've chosen a color that's a little rosy because I've decided that's the undertone of my person here. And you'll notice it doesn't blend quite the way it's going to do on your skin. And if you actually work too much on the practice face, it'll start to lift up the makeup that's underneath, and that happens a little bit here. But hopefully you get the idea. And you can see it's very striking, the 3D effect that comes from applying contour or highlight to dark skin. Mixing some foundation back in there because it started to lift from the face. I'm using the sponge to blot. I'm not wiping or streaking. Wiping or streaking your colors is kind of a good way to get them to look muddy, which is not what we want to do. You can see how much the highlight really starts to bring 3 dimensions into the face. You can see the contour, but it's the highlight that's doing the work. And I'll reiterate this, you do not have to contour your nose. You can. Now that we've got our basic contouring done, we need to give the face a little bit of natural color. So we're going to put in some cheek color and some lip color. And this is a cream cheek color. So I'm just using my finger to dab gently. It can get really strong really quick. I like to put cheek color in the T-zone as well. I think that helps make the face look a little bit more alive and nice and flushed and fresh with blood so that the person is alive. Now you want to work in some lip color, and I'm painting it on here just the way I would any other lip. I have the cream cheek colors that I have, so these are more suited for lighter skin because these come in my kits. One of the great things about dark skin is the way certain like jewel tones and colors show up really, really well on them. So if I had gotten to choose, I would have chosen a slightly more jewel toned, deeper color here, but those are the colors I had. I'm gonna do the eyes now. You can't quite see the color I'm picking up from my palette, but I thought it was a sort of neutral color that was a nice kind of bronze goldy color. It was a way more metallic than I had anticipated, but that's fine. It shows you how great metallics show up on darker skin. Metallics specifically have dark undertones, so using them on darker skin gives you a really kind of amazing effect. And I'm using a shadow on the upper eye here to really make the eye pop. It all looks a little bit weird because this practice face has no eyebrows and no hair. We're going to give it some eyebrows in a bit just to make it look a little bit more like a person. You'd want to powder this look, but we're not going to do that because it's practice face. And here we're going to take a look at the sides a little bit so we can see kind of what that cheek contour is doing. And that is contouring for dark skin.